am really hoping that Martell and I can be cordial, but here we go. He's already lying. But you know what? I'm gonna try to be the bigger person. I haven't seen my kids in 2 weeks because he's had them for his 2 weeks.
All right, everyone, sit tight because the situation just blew up bigger than expected. It's like the kettle boiled over and now the steam is scalding. The question on everyone's mind is simple but shocking. Did Martell Holt actually get banned from Love and Marriage Huntsville again? And here's the next twist. Was Arionne Curry pushed aside before she ever had the chance to make her official appearance on the show? Yes, that's exactly what people are whispering. And let's be real, this entire scandal feels wilder than a Tyler Perry twist mixed with a Shonda Rhimes cliffhanger. It's that level of messy. So grab your popcorn because this ride is about to get bumpy. Here's the thing. Every single time you think Martell Holt has finally hit rock bottom, he somehow digs even deeper. It's almost like he's performing a limbo dance, asking the audience, how low can I go? And the shocking part is, he always finds a way to go lower.
I don't want to do that.
I think it'd be a lot easier to keep the kids in one house. All their stuff is here. All Melani's baby stuff is in there. Her changing table, her sleeping
Hey,
station.
Martell, I don't want to go over there.
Well, I think that you...
And me coming here was not an agreement for me to go over there. The agreement was that I was going to come here and you were going to be there. So don't let me get in Huntsville and you switch stuff up.
Okay, well, think about that.
This time, though, it seems like the network finally put its foot down. Imagine hearing, "Not today, Martell, not today." That's the energy viewers are picking up on. And when the rejection hit, it wasn't quiet. It echoed all the way across Huntsville like a giant stamp of denial. Now here's where it gets even more dramatic. Arionne thought she was finally about to waltz into the spotlight, stepping onto the stage she's been waiting years for. But instead, what she got was the door slammed shut right in her face. From what's being said, this wasn't just a polite no. Oh no, it was something harsher. We're talking about being locked out, completely blacklisted, almost like when your ex changes the Netflix password just to make sure you can't watch anything. The kind of rejection that isn't temporary, it's meant to sting. So that leaves the big question. What exactly did Martell and Arionne do this time that pushed the network to their breaking point? Because this isn't just about TV anymore. It's about reputation, business, and survival in the reality world. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll not only be questioning Martell's decisions, but also wondering whether reality TV itself has crossed into something more damaging than entertaining. The Martell Holt saga is back in the spotlight, and the mess is louder than ever. Even people who claim they don't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville are getting pulled into the conversation because it's less like a reality show and more like a never-ending soap opera. For years, Martell has caused chaos in both his personal and professional life, but no matter how much damage he creates, he always finds a way back into the public eye. Controversy seems to be his lifeline. It's almost like without scandal, he doesn't know how to function. And this latest chapter? His attempt to bring Arionne Curry onto the show as an official cast member. That's right, he actually tried to get his longtime mistress turned business hopeful onto the main stage. And when fans found out, the reaction was explosive. Think about it. If you've been following the series from the beginning, you know one of the biggest storylines was Martell's marriage to Melody Cherie. Now, most people tune into reality shows hoping to see love stories, growth, and maybe even second chances. But this wasn't that. Martell and Melody's story was filled with betrayal, cheating, and broken trust. And at the very center of that storm was Arionne Curry. When the news came out that Martell went back to the network begging them to add Arionne to the official cast, the internet collectively gasped. Fans couldn't believe the boldness. It wasn't just desperate, it was tone deaf. Because who in their right mind would think that after humiliating Melody in public, the next move should be to reward the other woman with a TV role and a paycheck? The network didn't even hesitate. Reports say the answer was a fast, solid no. And when that decision was announced, fans celebrated like it was a national holiday. Because for them, adding Arionne would have been the ultimate slap in Melody's face. But despite being shut down, Martell doesn't seem to let go. Instead, he keeps trying to push this narrative forward. And that's why people are questioning, why is he so obsessed? Some believe it's not really about giving Arionne a platform at all. It's about making Melody uncomfortable, about reminding her that he still has the power to disrupt her peace. It's revenge, plain and simple. Now, let's talk about Arionne for a moment. Fans haven't forgotten how she reacted when Melody took a short break from filming. Arionne celebrated online, making shady posts, hinting that her moment had finally come. It was obvious she's been waiting in the shadows for years, hoping that eventually she'd get her turn. But just because you're standing by the door doesn't mean you're going to be invited inside. And once again, the network made that clear. Arionne's biggest mistake is tying her entire identity to Martell's choices. She's been patient, loyal in her own way, but what has she gotten in return? No proposal, no commitment, not even a home together. The only thing she's received is being dragged in and out of Martell's drama whenever it suits him. Supporters of the show point out that she isn't chasing love anymore, she's chasing relevance. And Martell knows exactly how to keep her trapped in that loop. Fans often say it's sad to watch because she doesn't seem to realize that being a pawn in Martell's endless game isn't the same as winning. And every rejection from the network just cements her role as the outsider, someone who wants to belong but never truly will. What makes this story even juicier are the behind-the-scenes leaks. According to insiders, Martell pitched Arionne to the producers by saying she would bring new drama to the show. Translation, she'd be ready to fight anyone on camera for attention. But when producers asked him what storylines she'd bring besides being his mistress and the mother of his child, he reportedly couldn't give a clear answer. The only thing he mumbled about was her so-called business skills, suggesting viewers would love to see her entrepreneurial side. But let's be real, her only claim to that title is running an online boutique that's been met with more criticism than praise. Fans weren't buying it then, and they aren't buying it now. Worse, when producers dismissed his pitch, Martell allegedly got defensive. He accused them of favoring Melody and even threatened to expose the network if they silenced him. Witnesses say he stormed out of the meeting in anger, while Arionne, who was waiting outside, thinking she'd finally get her big introduction, broke down crying. She reportedly muttered about Melody always ruining things for her, which only fueled the perception that her entire life revolves around comparing herself to Melody. Fans didn't hold back. Online, they mocked the situation, saying Arionne should audition for daytime soap operas since she's always playing the victim. And while it was funny at first, things got more serious when alleged screenshots surfaced showing Martell begging Arionne to keep quiet about the rejection. In those same messages, he supposedly switched between reassuring her that her time was coming and blaming her for not being marketable enough. That back and forth only proved what fans have been saying all along, that Martell uses her when it benefits him, but he never truly commits. And yet, she keeps hanging on, hoping one day she'll get the recognition she's been promised for years. This scandal has reignited a major debate among fans about why Martell still has a place on the show at all. Why is he allowed to stir up drama, disrespect women, and spread negativity without real consequences? Many argue that if the roles were reversed, he would have been escorted off the set long ago. The double standard feels obvious, and viewers aren't holding back their criticism. On social media, hashtags like #BanMartell and #KickOrionOut have been trending. Advertisers, too, are rumored to be growing uncomfortable. In today's cancel culture climate, no brand wants to attach itself to a man who has become the poster child for messy relationships and failed co-parenting. Some insiders claim that sponsors have already issued quiet warnings, saying they'd pull support if Arionne ever joined the cast. To them, she's a liability, someone whose presence would do more harm than good. Whether those rumors are true or not, they make sense. In business, image is everything. Meanwhile, Melody seems unbothered. While Martell and Arionne scramble for relevance, Melody has been focused on building her businesses, traveling, and performing. Fans admire her ability to rise above the circus, praising her glow-up and comparing it to Arionne's endless waiting game. This contrast only highlights Martell's obsession. He's so determined to force Arionne onto the show that he doesn't realize how desperate it makes him look. Fans aren't entertained anymore. They're exhausted. Rumors say producers are now having serious conversations about phasing Martell out completely. What once made him a compelling villain now makes him a liability. His storyline feels repetitive, and his insistence on dragging Arionne into the spotlight only proves he's running out of relevance. If reports are true, even lawyers are paying attention. Word has it that Melody's legal team has been keeping detailed records of Martell's public behavior, and if she chooses to use that information during custody negotiations, his obsession with chaos could end up costing him more than a TV deal. It could cost him time with his children. As for Arionne, she continues to post cryptic messages online, hinting at betrayal and broken promises. Fans joke that she's like an unpaid intern in Martell's endless drama, always working, always waiting, but never promoted. It's almost tragic, and yet people can't look away. At the end of the day, this mess raises big questions. Is Martell's drama the only thing keeping the show alive? Should he finally be removed for good? And will Arionne ever realize she's not the mean character in the story, no matter how badly she wants to be? Here's where I want to hear from you. Do you think Martell is carrying the show with his chaos, or do you believe it's time for the network to cut ties for good? Will Arionne continue waiting in the background, or will she finally accept that her storyline doesn't belong on this stage? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because sometimes the debates are more entertaining than the episodes themselves. And remember, we'll be back with the next revelation before it even hits the headlines. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.